in December, I went to Japan 2 times. I defended a Marine at Iwakuni, Japan. He was accused of raping some girl. And we went to the Article 32, the girl took the stand, and basically the girl passed an STD to my client who was married. Now, he shouldn't have been having sex if he was married, but he admitted that he had sex with her. She ends up giving him herpes. She freaks out that his wife's gonna find out. By the way, this client's wife outranked the girl he had sex with. And by the way, she's also engaged. So she goes to the doctor and says, hey, listen, I have herpes. I don't want this guy's wife to end up getting it. Can you please tell the wife? She might want to have herself tested. Well, the doctor says, well, you told me you already let the cat out of the bag. By the way, why did you have sex with a guy if you knew you had herpes? That's an assault. But if you have an STD and have sex with someone without telling them, you committed an assault. That's a crime. And the girl freaks out and says, well, I didn't really want to have sex with him. He was a little bit forceful. And so anyway, he ends up getting court-martialed. I fly over there to defend him in Iwakuni, Japan, which is near Hiroshima. And we put on the evidence. The investigating officer listens to the facts, and he writes up a very lengthy, detailed report citing what the girl said happened. But basically, she says that she didn't really resist. She didn't really say no. She just doesn't trust men. So there's no crime. She didn't, in my client's mind, he thought she was consenting. In fact, she was. Anyway, that went forward. Even the prosecutor agreed that there was no sex assault. Well, a month and a half later, down in Okinawa, the head general who's in charge of making these decisions decides he's going to disregard the recommendation. And so now that case is set for trial next month. And that's a very serious charge to be facing, to be accused of, especially if you didn't commit it. It's very scary because you never know what's going to happen with the military jury. I mean, someone is going to walk out of the courtroom a loser when you walk into a jury trial. It's either going to be the prosecutor or the defense. And so that's why these cases should be shut down before they actually get to court-martial. And I have another case right now. I'm going over there in April, and this one's in Tokyo at Camp Zama. Same thing. The guy was making out with the girl. They end up having sexual intercourse. She's engaged. Her fiance's roommate and best friend walks in on her having sex. There's witnesses in the room next door that heard her moaning and heard them having sex for 20 minutes. So there's pretty clear evidence. There's no physical evidence. Her story didn't really add up. So the investigating officer there, that's a completely different person. This was a major, heard all the evidence, and it was a female major that heard the evidence. And she recommended that, she said that there was no sexual assault based on the evidence. And again, that one's set for trial. So now that doesn't mean you shouldn't fight the cases at the Article 32 at the preliminary hearing, because if you don't, then you're going to show up in court and get ambushed. That's one of the reasons you go to the 32 investigation regardless and bring a civilian attorney to it, is because you can pin down the evidence, you can pin down the witnesses in the event and try to get it thrown out, and sometimes they get thrown out. But if they don't, you then have what you need, the material you need to be successful at the court-martial.